What's one movie you recommend everyone should watch?
The number one movie that I've ever watched, my all-time favorite, is a movie called What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams and Cuba Gooding Jr. This movie is absolutely brilliant. It's about the afterlife, what happens to you when you die. And in this movie, there are two people, a man and a woman, that fall in love. They're soulmates. When they get married, they have two kids. When the kids become teenagers, unfortunately, tragically, they have a car accident and both of them die. The parents' hearts completely break, and the wife, she just can't get over the grief, trying to kill herself because she cannot handle the pain. Luckily, she survives, but her husband took her to the psychiatric hospital every single day. He would go to visit her because she was having trouble overcoming the pain that she was feeling. And he loved her so much, he'd go and see her every single day. And on this one day, she handed him a letter. And he's reading the letter while she's sitting on the grass. And he opens it and it says, "We should have a divorce." He goes, "I can't believe you're asking me for a divorce. I've come here every single day. Why are you doing this?" And she said, "We're just different. You and me are so different. Why didn't you go crazy like I did? Your children died." And he said, "I know my children died. I remember the silence in the house. I had to stay strong for us." And she said, "You had to stay strong for me?" And that's when he realized what he did wrong. He thought that he had to stay strong by not showing any emotion, so that this way, if she ever broke down, she could rely on him, on his strength. But he realized what he was doing was he was fighting his own battle to try to overcome the pain that he was feeling. And he was winning against the pain by not showing any emotion, but he was losing his wife. He was disconnecting from his wife's heart. She felt that she had to go through her grief on her own because she wasn't relating to her husband. He wasn't showing any emotion. He wasn't crying. He wasn't breaking down. If he broke down, she would then come over and comfort him, and their hearts would stay connected. Fortunately, they did not have a divorce. They stayed together. They overcame that challenge. But then what happened was he had a car accident and he died. And when he died, his spirit came out of his body, and he actually showed up at his own funeral and saw his wife sitting there grieving over his loss. And then his guardian angel took him into the spirit world and showed him around. And then on this one particular day, the angel came over to him and said, "Look, I've got some bad news for you." He said, "What?" He says, "Your wife's dead." He says, "Well, isn't that good? Isn't that she's gonna join me now?" He goes, "You don't get it. She ended her life. You're not gonna see her again." He goes, "What?" "She ended her life. You're not gonna see her again because if you ever do, she'll never recognize you." He goes, "You told me we were soulmates, remember? I'm gonna see her again. I'm gonna get her back from wherever she is." And then the movie starts. This movie is absolutely fantastic. It talks about how do you create great relationships. You do that by leaving your world and joining the person you love in their world. It's about tragedy, heartbreak, and absolute joy.